Hello there. I wanted to go over Phasic's keyframe locking technique for walk cycles for adapting walk cycle. To do this, I've created a very simple rig. There's head, arms, legs, usual business. This is a relationship. I've got a moving bone, which is basically the key bone for the entire rig that can move the entire rig around. Everything above the waist is rigged to that, and then everything below the waist is rigged to that as well. Now if I add the floor, you'll see that the floor doesn't intersect with the objects. The way I've done that is I've got the floor with the outlines of the guy below the floor, so it's actually going behind the floor. And I've got the fills of the guy using Phasic's mesh instance script. I've got a duplication here, so any movement to this guy also moves its outline at the top, which is effectively acting like a mask. So what I'll do now is I'll go to frame 1, where you can see the body in a stationary form. And what I'll do first is I'll move the two legs into their extreme positions and the two arms into their extreme positions. Okay. And what I'll do, I've got it set to 12 frames per second. You've probably got it set to 24, but so I'm going to frame 24. You might want to go to frame 48. I don't know. It's up to you, doesn't really matter. But 12 frames gives a more kind of old school, less smooth sort of look to the walk. So what I'm doing is I'm going to copy frame 1 to frame 24. It's already the same thing, and you'll see that nothing happens because nothing's moving. Now at the 12 position out of the 24, I'll change these over. So I'll put this leg to the back and this leg to the front where it's intersecting with the floor. Same with the arms here. And what that does is gives us a very basic slidey kind of walk. So let's just build on this a little bit. On frame 6, let me just grab the back leg. On frame 6, I want to get, this is the back leg lifted. Frame 12, I want the other leg lifted, and so now we've got this, which is better. And then two frames before the foot hits the ground, I'm going to put it in a higher position than its landing position, like this. So effectively we've got a kick forward and then go down heel first. Otherwise it doesn't go down heel first, which looks quite unnatural. So here we go. That's that. So now we've got quite a natural looking walk, except there's no up and down movement, there's no head movement. And this is where Selgin's locking technique comes into play. If I was to start locking the feet to the floor in a forward direction, then the feet would get locked, and then the next frame they'd be in their same position. So Selgin came up with a clever idea, which is excellent thinking, to lock backwards from the end moving forwards, if that makes any sense. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select the bones that I want to lock. In this case it's the 2 feet, and then what I'll do is lock them just by clicking the lock bone, and then I click back. You'll see that the feet are still free because I'm locking it backwards. So I'll do that to every frame. And this is a really great way of doing it, because before now I would have done the up downs and then I would have tried to make the feet using onion skinning fit where the positions are. Doing it this way totally takes all of that guesswork out, and now I can just do the more fun stuff of moving the weight around and changing the body positions around. So what I'll do is, at this pass position, I'm going to bring, undo that, let's drop that and grab the body bone, bring his weight down. Now because the feet are locked, the inverse kinematics are changing the leg position, so I'll just move his weight down, and then at the extreme here I'll move it back up again. And what I'll do is I'll just copy that here, copy this to 1 and 24, so 1 and 24 should still be exactly the same, they are. So now I've got a bit of weight and a bit of lift off there. Now maybe this is a bit too much, so I'll lower it, and so I've got a lift off at the 1, but then this is a bit less. Now if the legs break like that, you just need to maybe just rotate the body around a little bit to make sure that the leg snaps correctly. I mean, I could correct it with the leg itself, but then I'm dealing with even more keyframes here. So we've got this walk, but the beauty of it is that now I can change anything I like. What I'm going to do is just change the body position, so he's leaning forward like this in this position. Then here I might reverse it, so I'll just make him lean that way. So it's a really great versatile way to experiment with different walks. I'll just get rid of the the bones here, and let's watch that again. See, it's a very strange walk, not a standard walk, but you can just play with the weight, play with the rest of the bones, the arms, the head, and create lots of different walk variations which you can save as actions and recall at your convenience. So I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you on the forums.